Well, there are new developments this morning in Ukraine. Russian troops are escalating their drills as the army in Ukraine braces for war. President Biden, as Terrence just said, and Vladimir Putin may, and underline the word may, be meeting later this week. That is, Anita, of course, if Russia does not invade.
That's right. We are joined right now by William Muck. He is a professor of political science at North Central College in Naperville. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I think a lot of people are watching these events develop here and wondering, the first question, is war inevitable?
Well, I think the chance of war has gone up dramatically. Just over the last weekend, what we've seen, you mentioned the increased activity of troops. Russia has engaged in cyber war against Ukraine. And I think more importantly, we should focus our attention on eastern Ukraine, where those pro-Russian forces are. And what you're seeing there is allegations of Ukraine's attacking, sort of false flag operations. And so we're really watching a game of who started it. And so I think Russia is doing everything that makes it appear that a war is right around the corner.
Well, part of your expertise is in conflict, and I just, without sounding like I'm dull to this, Ukraine is not part of NATO. We really don't have a dog in this fight, or do we? Why should we, as the United States of America, get involved in a conflict after our history has told us these things usually don't turn out well for us?
You're absolutely right. So Ukraine isn't part of NATO, although they would like to be part of NATO. What's happened is Ukraine has become basically a proxy, where Russia is trying to pull Ukraine back into its orbit, and the United States and Europe are trying to pull Ukraine closer to Europe and the United States. Ukraine is a long-standing ally since the end of the Cold War of the United States. You're seeing democracy emerge there. So even though Ukraine is a long way from the United States, it still matters to the U.S. public. It's still important for U.S. leadership, and I think that's why the international community, the United States in particular, is so focused on this.
So this meeting today between Putin and Biden, when it develops, and if it's going to happen on Thursday later this week, what do we know about what could happen here? What would be the ultimate aim? What's the goal?
Well, the hope would be that through conversation, you de-escalate the situation. The only problem to that is there's been tons of diplomacy. Over the last couple weeks, Russia has been talking to the United States. He's talked to Joe Biden. He's talked to leaders across Europe. So there's been lots of conversation, and everybody knows what everybody wants. We know what Russia wants, and they're concerned about the expansion of NATO. They're worried about troops. So everybody knows where everybody's at. So additional conversation is always good. It's just not clear whether that would reduce tensions and take any of these interests away.
Let's talk about how this, Professor, might impact everyday Americans. We know it's playing out in our portfolios. The stock market's taken a beating last couple of weeks, and it could again today. But is this mostly going to be gas prices? Do you see it expanding beyond that?
I think that's the first area where we're likely to see it is in terms of gas prices. There may be a hiccup in the global economy for a short period of time. The stock market will adjust. This is really a big test for the international community. This would be the first time you would have tanks rolling across borders in Europe since World War II. It's a big deal. So when those events happen, the global economy slows down a bit. So I think, yeah, absolutely gas prices, but I think, at least a short-term blip across a variety of different areas.
All right. Well, William Muck, professor of political science at North Central College in Naperville, I want to thank you this morning for your insight on this topic.
Good to be here.
Thank you, Professor.